What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV, back at it again with another banger, my people. I got, as requested, the Oklahoma women's basketball preview, schedule breakdown, all that good stuff. And we got to talk about a little international competition as well with two stars that I think could break out. But before we do that, y'all know the vibes. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
Before we get into the OU talk, man, we got to talk about Team Canada U23 team led by Avery Howell, the USC transfer, tournament MVP, going to Washington and Shine Wilson closed this game out, man. They went on a 21-8 run in the third quarter, completely shut down Madison Booker in the fourth, completely shut down Rory Harmon, made things very difficult for Texas, took away the inside game and the mid-range more so than anything, where they scored a lot of their points and got the job done, man. And I just got to say, bro, for me, the performance from Avery Howell and Shawn Wilson was just masterclass. I mean, first off, you talk about making big shot after big shot after big shot. Avery Howell had 24 points and went 6 for 6 from three. Shawn Wilson had 18 points. On top of that, man, Avery Howell averaged 21.5 points per game, 7.3 assists, and shot or 7.3 rebounds, and shot 71% from the 3-point line. Man, when you talk about a player that I think is absolutely going to break out this year at Washington and has the potential to be one of the top scorers in the country, if she's playing at this level, shooting the rock like this, she's gonna have the ball in her hands more, get more opportunities, more shots up this season. And I'm expecting her to be one of the most improved players in the country. But superb tournament, big momentum heading into the season. Way to build off this, man. Salute to Team Canada. Really outplayed. Like I said, Wilson, Howell completely took over this game, shot the lights out, and put the dagger in Texas, man. It was quite a tournament for Madison Booker for the most part, reigning SEC Player of the Year. Rory Harmon, Jordan Lee was out there. Preston played a pretty good game. I ain't gonna lie. They just missed a lot of bunnies, a lot of layups, a lot of turnovers. And from my knowledge, from what we saw, it's still preseason, but Texas still struggling to shoot that three ball, man. So we'll see. They do have a solid inside presence, I will say that. But moving on, man. More SEC news. OU, we know expectations are high. Peyton Verhulst said, forget the WNBA draft, came back to college. You also have Savannah Bond. And on top of that, man, depending on who you ask, number one freshman in the country, we got to talk about Aaliyah Chavez, the Chavez effect, because she's coming in and shaking up things, man. I think this really gives Verhulst, this is going to help her the most, as well as Reagan Beers in that front court, man, in the pick and rolls. You have an elite passer with court vision that can command the offense, but also command so much attention from the defense that she's a three-level scoring threat, can score anywhere she wants on the floor. It's going to open things up for this offense. And now they have a primary ball handler where Verhulst can come off screens, where she can run off ball, run free, and not have so much defensive pressure on her like it was last season. This was the biggest thing, in my opinion, that Oklahoma lacked last year, was a primary ball handler that could create, that could facilitate, that could run the offense, while Verhulst could go off ball and score the basketball, man. But this is going to be a talented team, and I'm just excited to see Chavez, because she is, I don't know, it might not be worthy of a generational talent, but she is the most explosive and electrifying guard in this class, and I think she did a great job of trusting this staff at OU. This wide open game where they let these guards run free. They play up and down. They get up a lot of shots, and they play it with a really fast pace. And I think Chavez is going to fit right in. From the workouts and the word around Norman, man, she's already being very vocal, becoming a leader of this program, taking over the reins of the point guard position and embracing the culture. And the vets are listening to her. She's commanding a lot of respect. And I think she is the spark that could get this team to that SEC championship potentially, man. She is a player that can get them over the hump. They return a lot of talent. This is a veteran group, and they did their thing on the recruit trail as well. Looking at the schedule, man, one of the big matchups, non-conference that we got to circle, NC State, bringing in Camille Pierre, bringing back Zoe Brooks, bringing back Zam Jones. Like NC State's going to be absolutely loaded. And you look at the SEC play, Texas A&M, Mississippi State. You got Ole Miss at home, Kentucky back to back. We know Coach Kenny Brooks is going to have that group ready to play. And you got LSU and South Carolina back to back. Now, both these games at home. So that is something to cheer about in Norman, man. But LSU and SC back to back, that is going to be a brutal way to kick off the January, well, not kick off January, but to really kind of almost conclude January. Then you got Auburn and Texas A&M. Start February at Texas. You got Vandy. Michaela Blake's out there, could be the leading scorer, SEC Player of the Year. Florida, Alabama, Georgia. You get Tennessee at home, Arkansas, and round it out with Mizzou. But three big games, man. SC, LSU, and Tennessee, they all get at home, man. So this is lining up to be a favorable schedule for Oklahoma. I gotta admit, like that's a pretty favorable draw getting those three games at home. Potential starting lineup is projected: Aaliyah Chavez, Peyton Burholz, Zay Van, Sahara Williams, and Reagan Beers. Van, the younger sister. I mentioned Savannah, who graduated, but Zay is the younger Van sister. Played some big minutes as an underclassman last season. Can shoot the ball, can create for herself off the dribble. They also bring in Beatrice Colton, Kaya Smith, Emma Tolan, Brooklyn Stewart, Keziah Lofton, and Dafa Soko. The ceiling, Elite Eight, floor, round of 32, man. I think potentially, depending on how quickly this group meshes, you're not going to find too many better backcourts, more productive backcourts than Leah Chavez and Peyton Burroughs. This is going to be one of the most dynamic backcourts in the country. Burroughs was one of the most underrated guards in the country last season, man. She is a walking bucket. She's got great size, and she's definitely a WNBA talent. There was first round talk around her game, man. So getting her back was huge. You get a reliable 3-point shooter, 3-level scorer, number one scoring option that can go out there and create her own offense. But she doesn't have to bring the ball up the court. She can get it at the half court. She can get it on the perimeter now instead of having to bring the ball up. You got Leah Chavez, dynamic freshman coming in, big reputation for getting buckets. We will see if her defense ramps up in this system at the next level, but Chavez perfect fit for this group. Van Sahara Williams, talented four, has some big games, athletic, fierce competitor. Reagan Beers, hopefully they can keep her out of foul trouble this year, man, because they need her to play more minutes than she played last year. She had a good showing with Team USA in the America Cup, and she's one of the most talented and complete and just fundamentally sound bigs in the country. They're going to need her best basketball for her to really, really just for this team in general to reach their full potential. Reagan Beers has to be at her best. She's got to stay out of foul trouble, play more minutes, and make sure she's in the best shape of her life. And looking at the bench, man, Smith, Tolan, they got some shooters. They got some size. Brooklyn Stewart. They're going to need this bench to really step up, though. But there's going to be a lot of pressure on this backcourt. OU, I think they're one of the sleepers, man. I'm actually really excited to see how Burholz and Chavez mesh together with this lineup, man. Last season, like I said, there wasn't really a guard that could get Peyton Burholz the ball off ball or operate that pick and roll with Reagan Beers, who can shoot the mid range as well. Working on the 3-point range, also, man, being that pick and pop option. We know what it does for bigs having a player, having a guard that is selfless, that can get them the basketball and set them up for easy finishes at the cup. And that's what Peyton Burholz is going to run the floor hard. That's what Reagan Beard needs in that pick and roll. They needed somebody to initiate. They needed a key to really get this ignition rolling. And I think that's what Chavez is going to be for this group. Don't sleep on Oklahoma, man. I think they're going to be one of the top 4 teams in the SEC. Them and Ole Miss going to be fighting for that 3 spot, I think. Or Tennessee. Tennessee, Ole Miss, or this Oklahoma team. One of these 3 is going to get over the hump this season, man. We know LSU, South Carolina have been there. Texas, definitely cannot forget about them. They're in that top 3. I would say South Carolina, Texas, LSU, and then that next echelon, man, right there, though. Any of these top 6s, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, or Tennessee could make that jump and dethrone one of these top schools, man. So it'll be interesting to see. The SEC is going to be a gauntlet. Whoever comes out of that mug is going to be battle tested. I'm telling you right now, y'all give me y'all's takes and just breakdowns and whatever y'all feel about Oklahoma this season. Aaliyah Chavez, joining the fold, and I'm excited to see it. Holler at me in the comments. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, all that good stuff, and join our memberships. We got exclusive content daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Until next time, my people, we out.